Hey, what is going on? Hey, what's going on, boys? Hey, what are you doing? Come on in. Welcome. Wait. So we're gonna do this thing. Yeah. Okay, next thing. You're gonna copy this link. I'm gonna copy this link, boys. Administration. Everyone. I'm live, bitches. Shit. I also maybe it's a good idea that we do this. We go to YouTube. And now we're gonna go to my channel. Insanely jacked Go developer fixing bugs. That's exactly what it's gonna be. Let me copy this and let everybody know what's going on here. Let's present it, huh? Boom. 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 So, boys, what's going on? And girls. Hey, Anthony, why are you streaming so much lately? Because I have nothing else to do. My life is boring. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, Julio Ricardo Peters Siqueira. Hi from Portugal. Abbas Tolgay Yilmaz. Merhaba. Ansu Fal. Hi GG from Paris. Bonjour monsieur, ça va? Ça va beau gosse? Ça roule. The man Lars himself. Très bien. Allez, parti des amis. Aujourd'hui une grande fête avec Anthony Gigi. Youpi. Aïe. You speak French? You speak very well French. Well, it's the only thing I can. These things that I just said are the only words that can. But I'm from Belgium, man. I mean, we need to speak French. Sometimes. Depuis quand peut Anthony parler français? Hello from the Philippines. What's up, KPR? What's going on? To stream. Okay, thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Alright. What are we doing here? Well, the thing is, I have this amazing, beautiful validation library written. And I was just implementing this, you know, I always go head first in the pile of shit. And I was actually testing this. And that was this. So let me refresh this real quick. Yeah, so you can see, even though there is a currency here and I save it, there is a problemo. Please provide a valid currency. That's because this is a custom message that we can provide. So it's gonna validate if it's in the currencies, right? If this in these things here. The thing is that if I provide a custom message, it does not work. If I do not provide a custom message, it works pretty well. Strategy saved, save again, overloading the DB, overloading it. So, hey, who can I blame? Only but myself, because I wrote that thing. So now we need to fix that. So, how? What is the first step? There is something wrong. What do? We don't panic. We stay calm. We stay focused. And we believe in ourselves because the world is counting on us. You know? That's what we do. And I tried reading the temple docs. Turns out I can't use it in my Go Fiber app. Yeah, but the thing is that soon, guys, soon I will conquer the world with what I'm building. And you can all benefit, you can all reap the benefits from my work. Soon, guys. But first of all, I need to make sure, like I'm building this, right? There's this whole thingy. I need to make sure that everything works exactly like I think it should work. Just like Laravel, just like Ruby. Easy peasy. Snap, boom, puff, pim. Beat and butts. You know what I mean? And then we can come out in the open and let everybody use that. What's going on? First time chat. Lazar1CA. BT Hornhill. 123. 456. 35 bytes. I like this name a lot. Man, I always look your videos on YouTube. First time I see you in Twitch and live. Greetings from Japan. Holy crap, man. Teachers from Japan. I can basically greet everybody in his own language. Bom dia. Goeiedag. Bonjour. Wie geht's? Merhaba. Salam alaikum. Ni hao. Hola. But Japan, I can't. I can't. The only thing I know is I can't. Sandwich mail. Hey, I got shortlisted for an interview for a position of a Go developer. In turn, I lied about knowing microservices. What should I... Hey, you're my man. You lied about microservices. That's what you need to do, man. What should I, and this first time I'm going to do an interview, please give me some advice. Yo. That's not, of course, a thing, right? So you basically are shortlisted. But you're an intern. So how can an intern know everything? How can an intern know microservices? You can't, right? Because you're an intern. But hey. Hey, study, man. It's very simple. Learn some message. Learn some transportation thingies. Drift, Kafka. Well, Kafka. Learn some patterns. Rate limiting. Circuit breaking. Note this down. What do you need to learn? You need to learn transports. Transport. What is transport? Well, you could use HTTP with JSON. You could use Drift. You could use... Hey! Proto buffers. Proto buffer. For example, with gRPC. Learn that. You could use some... Yes, maybe Kafka or something like a message queue. Sometimes it can be transported by that. Next thing you need to learn. Instrumentation. Instrumentation. Prometheus. Prometheus. Not something like that. Grafana. Grafana. You don't need to just read a book. Not a book. Just read some articles about it, what it does and all that stuff. You don't need to know that. You don't need to make a project or something. Just read about it. You also need circuit breaking. Circuit breaking. How do you write circuit? I have no clue. Something like that. Let's check it out. Circuit breaker. Exactly like it is. Why am I doubting myself? Circuit breaking. What is circuit breaking? It basically means that you have a couple of services. I will explain to you. It's your lucky day, man. Holy shit. So you basically have a couple of services. Right? And you're gonna have a gateway. This is the microservice pattern, right? It's that easy. This is a user. This circle is a user, and it's gonna do a request to the gateway. Boom. This is always going to be HTTP and JSON, right? Here. Then they're gonna use a transportation thingy, Drift, protobuf to communicate with these services. It's communicating here. This little boy here wants to communicate here. The problem is that each time this happens, it could be that this guy is down. GG, well played. It's game over. So you need to break the circuit, otherwise it's gonna be He can't. So it's a circuit breaking, something like that. Circuit breaking. You need to learn that. Well, you need to know what it is, the concept. Then 4. Service discovery. Discovery. You can't type. It's because I don't know the fucking language. I'm speaking in not my language. I speak every language. So give me a break. Service discovery. What is service discovery? Well, it's very simple. So this user does request, and then the gateway needs to communicate with the service. But it could be, most of the time, you're going to have multiple of the same service in some kind of a group, right? So it needs to know which one do I need. Where is this service? Where is this thing? I need to... The user service, the authentication service. Where do I find it? Because they live on a fucking other server most of the time. What's the IP? Help me. That's service discovery. Console, for example. Or something else. Read that up. Then you're gonna have 5. Load balancing. Load balancing. There's basically this thing here, right? So you're gonna... Okay, we found the authentication service. Okay, I have 2 of these guys. Which one do I need to attack? Well, the load balancer will basically balance. Like this. Balance. You know what I mean? It could be balanced based on resource, right? This guy is overloaded, so it's gonna be here. All advanced things. Lucky for you, I have this. The full-time go ref. Look at this. Looks like a scam, but it isn't. I know. Get access now. I need to make sure because... Wait, where is the curriculum? Where is the curriculum here? Let me show you the curriculum real quick here. Get access now. This looks so... This site looks really like a, like a scam. Who made this? I did. Where is the curriculum? God fucking damn it. Where is the thing, man? Here, view the curriculum. Need to be sure before... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just a second, boys. Alright. What's the curriculum? Like this thing. Microservices! Look at that! Look at this! Look at this! HTTP transport, gRPC, metrics, Prometheus, Grafana, service configuration, request tracing, GoKit, circuit breaking, rate limiting. Hey! Looks like this what you need, right? So you could buy this and land the fucking job. Am I a good salesman or not? You know what I mean? But you give me the assist and I just... You know? And then... But... There's one more thing I need to say here. We also need to do... Instrumentation, circuit breaking, service discovery, load balancing, something else. Something else. But these are the major parts, right? Major parts. Is this really not a scam? I don't know. Try it out yourself. Will you see the Champions League final? I don't know who's playing. Man, I had that kind of money, I would bought it for the first time I checked your YouTube channel back when you had 10k subs. By the way, I am the same person. I mailed you assignment and asked for your help to review it and advance it and advance me something. Oh, you're the same guy. Revolver UA, what's up? Yeah. Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. Oh man, my son is if Paris Saint-Germain is not playing, we don't watch him. That's the thing. But it's Real Madrid, so that's also very good. So my son, he's 7 years old. He's a football prodigy, just like his dad. They already scouted him for the best teams in Belgium, but we just don't have time to let him train for 3 days. 1 hour drive from here, and then in the Saturdays I need to wake up at 7 to... No, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. We have no time for that. But yeah, two teams he loves. Paris Saint-Germain, because Mbappé. And Real Madrid, because this other guy. These 2 teams. How do I know that? Because that's the teams I need to play when I play FIFA with him, you know. Yeah, that's basically microservices you need to learn, right? Alright. It's functionally the best way than spamming class, Sir Johnny. Is this really not a scam? Or am I over-engineering it? Wait, what's going on? It's so many masajos. Anthony, I was watching your videos about Redis and I'm doing a lib for Redis protocol just for fun, okay? I thought in doing a lecture to parse the syntax. Do you think it's a simple way to do it? Redis protocol, syntax. Yeah, well, I think it's a very good use, project to do, right? It's not too complex, the RSP protocol. I think it's nice. If you could do that, let me know. Let me know where it is. You could use that. Can you show your validated package code? Yes, that's what we're gonna do. But when is this? By the way, then before we start, when is this Champions League final? Because maybe he loves that. So it's Real Madrid. So because what this one guy's playing there and he was always saying his name, Balani. I don't know how this player. A very good one apparently. He knows everything. It's crazy. This kid is 7 years. He knows every single player, everyone. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so the problem is this message here. We're gonna cover some questions today. Fuck me. Right, I need to send a message real quick. This Champions League finale, I'm gonna say it in my own language. Vanavond, basically means tonight. Dat zal ik graag zien. He would love to see that. The thing is that he's not at home right now. He's sleeping with his, how do you call that? The mother of his mother. Grandmother. That's so easy. Why did I, how could I not know this? Real Madrid tegen vloedkappers. If you don't know what a vloedkapper is, if you're in Belgium, if you are in Belgium and somebody calls you a vloedkapper, you need to basically smack his cheeks instantly. Sir John, you look like Sir Johnny. Yeah, I'm basically the more jacked version. What do you think? Wait, that's for later. So let's just code a little bit because we don't want to end up like Theo, you know what I mean? And make videos roasting and never program. Okay, so the problem is this. We save this strategy, and if we use a custom message here, I'm gonna say, okay, provide a valid currency, then it's not gonna work. Boom, you see? Problematic. But there is no problem because it's saved. Look at that. I can this switch thing, boom, save. You see it's saved. Even if I refresh, it's gonna it's that. But what the fuck just happened here? Yeah. So let's go to the validation. Actually, let me close all these editors. That's why it's not open source yet, because I'm gonna open source it 100%. But the thing is, I don't want to open source if it's not gonna work. I don't want to get your users mad. Validates this one, right? So there should be an option. And I think I know the problem here. Man, this music is I can't focus with this thing. This is even worse. Man in a beast. That's something that we can live with. Because we are a beast in a man. You're a man in a beast, or you're a beast in a man. And I'm a beast in a man. Okay, so let me first check the message. Where is... Okay. So... Ze gaan zo'n snoepkrans maken. Okay, GG. Look at that. If the sun is nobody's dad, then problems arise, right? So I just send a message like, hey, it's the Champions League final today. And she said, no, he's making a candy thing, a candy necklace. I said, what the hell are you doing? God damn it. Puff it down. So we call message here, right? And we're going to return a rule set. A function with a rule set. And we're going to say this one. And the rule value is this message. Okay, so I think the first thing we need to do is make a new file, validate, make a test file here. Let me boot up the font because I think there are some blind homies today. Validate, package maybe, package ish, validate, func test message. I have some other tests already in another repo. I'm gonna drop them in before we release this. There need to be some tests, 100%, right? T testing. T. How are we gonna test that? Let me make something like a type test struct. Gonna be a structure, right? Let's do a name or something. It's gonna be a string. And we're gonna say that the data is gonna be a test struct message. We have that. Where's that coming from? Test struct. We're gonna say that the name is gonna be foo bar. Actually, to be honest, let's do f, right? And then we're gonna say an new. The thing is that, how do we actually do that? New. Okay, we need data, and then we need schema. We need a schema, so we're gonna say schema. Now we're gonna say name. Let's do something like minimum. Wait, there's rules. Min. Let's do 10 or something so it works, right? Let's delete this grab. Validate. We need some errors. Var errors. Map string and errors pointer. And then we're gonna actually do if not fmt println. I'm thinking here, I'm so sorry, I cannot do yes. Let's do that. Okay, so now we have name should be at least. Okay, now we're gonna say that works, right? So if this is 10, 1 2 3 4, make it easier, 4. So this is 4, no errors. Okay, no errors, GG. And now we're gonna say rules message. This is not good. Okay, now I'm wait. Actually, this arrow should be empty. Look at that. Okay, so that's the problem. So this should be empty because it's valid. Look at that. If we delete the message, let me do this here so I can actually comment it out easier. Right? So if we do not use a custom message, it's empty because it's valid. And what I'm doing, I'm checking in how can I show you that? I'm checking the len errors in the code. I do if len errors is bigger than 0. I know there are errors, and then I do some stuff, and that's the problem. But the thing is, it should be empty. Even though we're gonna use a custom message. What's going on here? You see? This cannot be. How? Okay. Get to action. So we're gonna call message, so we're gonna say that the rule value is gonna be a message here. Okay, that's fine. So now I wanna... How are we gonna debug that? That's a question, right? Maybe it's gonna be in the validate thing. Validate. Hey Anthony, what's up? Hello Mr. GG, what's up Khan? What's going on? Hey Anthony, thanks for inspiring me to go and hit the gym. Hey man, I'm super happy to do that. Although it's only been 6 months, that's perfect man, amazing. It has always been the best 6 months of my life. Also thank you for the wonderful content. Hey, I'm so proud of you man. Let us know some progress. Let us know some progress in 6 months from now. It's only getting from after 6 months, if you keep doing what you do and you're also dieting a bit, it's going to be insane. Because you're gonna get all these rookie gains, and the rookie gains are the best. because it's going to get worse from then. So you're going to have 2 years of rookie gains. You're going to be an insanely, you need to eat very well, and you're going to be an insanely jacked human being. 100%. 100%. Man, I'm drinking Pepsi Max. Make sure, even though, yeah, okay, that's that, we don't care about this. So it's set error message, that's the problem. The question about it is, look at that, it's this bad boy here. I can already smell him. And it stinks. So you see the message here, right? If we do actually, so annoying here. If we're gonna do this, right? If we comment that out, we go back here, and we have a runtime thingy. GG. It's even worse. Now we continue here. Let's see what it is. Look at that. We just do this. Yeah. Problem solved. No, not problem solved, because now we don't set the custom message. So this is kind of this is classical stupidism from myself. Now I need to fix it. Is your native language Dutch or French? Dutch, 100%. What do you think about programmers using all design patterns, anti-patterns, and say only then is software good? They don't know what they're talking about. Software is good if it makes sense for you and it works, and software is never good. That's the thing. Software will never be good. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is if you have fun and you build stuff, you make money, and everybody's happy around you, your boss, your customers, your clients, and you have a very good time, then software development is good. And all these patterns is all for the broke boys, you know, for all the developers earning 40k a month. They can talk about design patterns. We don't talk about design patterns. The only design pattern we have is the patterns in our mind. But we can appreciate some clean code. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of a good code. We can appreciate that, of course. You will learn these patterns. You will actually, to be honest, you will learn what makes sense and what do not make sense along your journey, right? For example, MVP pattern, MVC pattern. I like that. I like the MVC pattern. I don't know what it is. People hate it. I like it. Model view controller. It works. It worked for more than 30 years, and I think it's amazing. Thank you, Yukurt, man. Yukurt, what's up, man? By the way, if you don't know, Yukurt is streaming, I think, both on YouTube and on Twitch. Not quite sure if that's true, but follow him. I was streaming yesterday for 1.5 hours on YouTube. Thanks for the donation, by the way. I was streaming yesterday for 1.5 hours on YouTube, and VOD is only 9 minutes long. I'm devastated. I will try again tomorrow. You're doing good, man. If MVC didn't work, it wouldn't be known nor ever as a standard. Yeah. D-Dog. Hey Anthony, any updates on the refund I was asking in Discord? Well, remind me on stream again. We're gonna do this live on stream. I'm gonna send a mail again live on stream, so you know that I'm not keeping you on the line. All right. So what we do is we basically we're gonna range over the fields. I need to double check what fields are, by the way. Okay, there's a schema. We should actually rename this to schema, by the way. Can we do that? We can. Oh yeah, okay. Oh no, yeah. These are the rule sets, and we're gonna have the field name. So if the name is the message name. Okay, so yeah, so how, this is how it works, right? I wrote this sometimes, man. You see these names here of the rule set, and you can implement your own rule sets, right? It's very easy. You can, because it's I made it in such a functional, adoptable pattern that you can write your own validators, and they just work. I'm actually pretty proud on this, to be honest. I don't know why. It just works. You see, this is the name message, right? And what we're saying here, so what we say here is, okay, if the field name, if the field set name is message, we're gonna set this error message, but that's not true. I think what we need to do is, yeah, we actually need to check. This is actually a very complex one. It sounds easy, but the thing is, we can only set the error message Bono goal. Well, set validate. No, the thing is that I had the same thoughts as you. My first impression, my first thought was the same as you, but it's not going to work like that, because you're going to see, you're going to have, for example, this. You could do something like that. This is stupid to say required here, but hey, it is what it is. Just to let, for example, let's do max as well. Max 10 or something, right? So what's going to happen is it's going to loop over these things, right? If we need to basically keep track. We need to keep track, actually, what each of these functions return. Are they valid or not? And the moment something is invalid, we can actually set this error message. But if everything is just false, so it's basically it's valid, then we cannot set a message. That's basically what it needs to do, I think. So the best way is to do it dirty, so we can actually double check that. Because you can see you're looping over these rule sets. Wait. Maybe you're right. I'm a little bit confused, because it's a message per. Yeah, no. I think we need to do it differently. Because look at this, guys. I think this is a bad API. Because right now you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna validate all these things here, and this is going to be the message if one of these are invalid. But maybe we wanna display. Maybe we wanna display a custom message for each of these validations, right? So it could be make more sense if we say something like this. If we lay this visually in a different way, we can think also differently. It sounds stupid, right? But can I clear this? Yeah. So right now it's going to be, it's the same thing, right? But it's going to be visually differently laid out. Maybe we want to have something like this. Required. But also with a message. You know what I mean? Or min with a custom message. Guys, what do you think? Because right now, for example, right? If we go to what I have here, the strategies thing, you can see that the default message of in is going to display the list. It's going to display the list. Let me show you. It's going to display the list we pass in here. You see? X should be in the whole shebang. But if you have a list of 1,000 of things you want to check, you're going to display them. That's why basically I did this, right? I'm going to give this a custom message. But the thing is, maybe we want to do something like that. Validate dot, I don't know, maybe we want to have a minimum thing of 3 or something. It's a currency, so it's going to be 3. But maybe I wanna say something here like too short, right? You know what I mean? I think if people are gonna use it, I think that should be kind of mandatory. But I don't want to have something like this. You know, what can we do? I think that's annoying in Golang, and that's optional arguments. There are a lot of things people want in Golang that I think, man, hey, what are you complaining about, you little bitch? But like these optional arguments, we need to construct that with these, how do you call that? Variadic. I can't even pronounce it. But like this, for example. You could do... It's gonna be nasty. Is there no other way? An other option could be this. That we say something like message min message man, you know, Max, what do you think about that? So Golang hasn't default values, Bonogol, that's true, but there is a trick you can basically do that. There is a little trick. You probably know the trick, right? And if you don't let me know, then I can show you. There's a trick to have optional arguments, but it's nasty. But it's good for library design. Or we do it like this. If we want to have a custom message, we're gonna call the thing is, of course, if people write a custom validator, they need to name it, right? The question rather is, how do we know what the name is? So this could be a little bit painful, in my opinion. Bonogol, you don't know. Well, I will show you. So let's say we're gonna have min, and we want to have a custom message only if we want to display it. You could do this, right? You do this. Hey, message dot string, right? So this still works. You see? Although we have an argument here, this is gonna still run, right? So what you need to do is need to do this. If len message is bigger than 0, then we're gonna return the message 0. Otherwise, we take the. It's beautiful. I don't know what it is, but it just works, and I'm crying. Sometimes I'm so happy by doing this. You see? So I'm falling out of chat. Wait, min 4. What is this? Let's do minimum 10, right? So it's gonna complain, right? I'm confused. Why do we have 2 of these things? So this is the message we have, right? You see this? It pins it 2 times. I don't know why that actually. And now if you do this, yo, yeah, yikes. Now we have our custom message. So I like that. I like that a lot. You're printing inside and thank you so much, Gadgety. Thank you so much. I didn't saw that. But that's for our yeah. Let's do this. You see, right now we can have a custom message by just doing this. And if we don't want it, we do that, right? And no arguments. I like that. I like this approach. The only thing is that in Golang it's a little bit tedious because you need to do it with an array, right? And if they could basically fix that, if they could basically fix that, then it would be already better, like an optional thing. But hey, it's fine. It would be amazing that you could do something like that in Golang. I'm gonna lie, something like in Python that you do this. Message is that for the default. That would be sick. How hard can it be to implement that? Not hard, right? Compiler thing is pretty easy. Or maybe that or something, I don't know. You know what I mean, right? Anyway, so that's fixed. That basically means we don't need a message anymore. So that fixed basically everything. Not gonna lie. Jacked as fuck, my boy Anthony. Durgesh Pandey. What's going on here? Victor remembered through the hardest and most annoying part is maintaining separate repos, but I could do this and try out. Thanks. What's going on here? You have a little intermezzo, huh? I normally build apps monolithically and then move them to microservices. Just I built them as microservice 1.1. Man, if you really want to do microservices, build them, put them all inside of the same repository, but with different main.go files, you know, in different packages, like authentication, blah 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 blah. So you can basically easily navigate in your folder, right? Because otherwise, if you have different repos and different projects in your terminal, it's just that's going to be a pain in the asshole. Okay, so a message func, that's fine, that works. The only thing we need to do is delete message itself, right? I don't think we're gonna use it anymore. Here, this one. We don't need this, right? I'm gonna delete this, so it's gonna bork everywhere, it's fine. So now we need to make sure that we have something like this, message. Actually, let's do that. I know it's annoying, but it's the only way, right? What do you think, guys? What do you think about that? Bonogo, I need you. What do you think? So we're doing it like this? What about a method of a rule func? So you could do... That's actually not that bad. God damn it, there's so many options here, guys. What do we need to do? So many options. You mean like this? And then call message here, for example. Then something like that. And it's gonna be like this. I'm not gonna lie, but I think that's insane. I'm gonna lie, man. If you were writing a to client to interact with JSON, which Go library do you think you might use to build a to? Maybe Ding and BubbleTea. I'm so keen on using BubbleTea because what we have for Lavenue is this thing, like this thing. You see this? Like I have this seed application CLI where we can seed funding requests for users and all that stuff. And I think I'm gonna, if I have a lot of time, I'm gonna make it with BubbleTea, so you can select the user ID and you can select bits and funding requests and all that bullshit, and then select and seed it and place a bit and cancel a bit, all with a terminal, just for us to test things better, right? Okay, so let's say we're gonna do it like this. God fucking damn it! Right now, can we go revert? Let's revert, please. That's always scary. I should commit, basically. I should commit first, right? Before we do this bullshit. Yeah, that's the schema thing. Okay. Whip. So now we can delete this and delete that, and it should all work, right? Alright, so okay, Bonogol had a good idea. But the question is it gonna work? We don't know, that's why we experiment. That's coding, right? I mean, it's this rule func. We return a rule func. And a rule func is a function that returns a rule set. Can we actually call something on this? That's a question. Is it probably a pointer? No, it's not. Is it on this? I have no fucking clue. Message string. That's basically gonna return a rule set, probably. Not quite sure. And I'm gonna return itself, right? The question is, can we call it? The first thing we need to check if we can call message. Shit. We can't. Damn it, it's a function, huh? Fuck me. Why is it a yeah, it's a function because do you really need a custom error message? Well, yes. If this is because this is going to be used in the next framework that I'm gonna build, where I'm basically gonna take all the things that I learned here. Oh yeah, it's offline. Like all this cool stuff, authentication, and how you can use that in your views and all that stuff. Like how this authentication works and how you know what I mean, like how you HTMX in the scope and HX redirects. So yeah, framework, just Ruby on Rails, but better, faster. But the thing is, it needs to have some good toolkit, and validation is very important because I'm using this validation directly in the request, right? Where can I show that? Create, you see? So validate.request. So it's gonna validate the request based on the schema, and it's going to populate your values, and then everything is just fine. You have it's going to map your strings to the correct types, and it's going to validate that, and it's going to validate your scheme and marshal it into an object. That's amazing, right? I mean, right? It's going to, you see, it's going to do that in these things, and you need to basically. I even have form tags, so maybe this changes or something. You can use these form tags. To be honest, I think this is one of the best validation. I used a lot of validation thingies. This is by far the best that I ever used in Golang. But it's also not working out well. It is missing some stuff, right? That's what we need to do here. We cannot call something on this because it's a rule func. Why is it a rule func? Well, I don't know. Let's see. It's a rule set. It's a rule func. And if we call that, it's going to... Oh yeah, we do it because we need to wrap that. Right? We rule set. We cannot directly return rule sets because then we can't pass in why not a func option going in? What do you mean? What do you mean? Function option pattern. This is a function options pattern, right? This is the functions option pattern. The thing is that I can do message here. The problem is that this will be but wait. I think message is fine enough, to be honest, because this, if name has an error, it does not matter. It's going to take, because the wait, where is this test here? You see, you only return name. Should be at least 10 characters long. But what if we say required is also an error, right? Look at that. See this? Yeah, I understand that. Look at that. You see? Name is a required field. But what if we do this? Min. Why can it not just name? Should be at least 10 characters long. So it overrides the previous message. You know what I mean? The question is, do we want that? I think in the Zod validation library, it's basically gonna say name is required. Name is required. Minimum 10. Maximum this. Each error is going to be an array in the list. And I really like I don't really like that, because it's so easy to parse that in the front end, right? It is this, well, in JavaScript you can do a map reduce, but in Golang it's going to be nasty. We cannot just say, hey, give me the error for name, right? How I do this, right? It's just like, hey, errors name, and it's going to give me that error. The good thing for a password, that's actually, that's 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. 100%. Because for a password, you could basically make, so the cool stuff on this library is that you can make your own rule sets. For a password needs to be this, boom, 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 all that stuff needs to be in uppercase, needs to have a special character, and then just combine them all in a password, and then you're gonna see a list of things is wrong with your password. So maybe we should do it like that, but then I need to basically rewrite every fucking code. And that's why it's not open source yet, because people are gonna use it, implement it, and then the next day I'm gonna change everything up, and then they are fucked, right? Oh man. decisions we need to make. Isn't there a pandemic equivalent library in Go? Why are you making your custom validation library? Because all the others suck. You know what I mean? Because I'm the best. Just give an error message per rule. Yeah. It works better as a library, 100%. Francesco. What if instead having one validate method, you have one for validate all? I see what you mean. Returns the map a rate. Yeah. So basically, errors should be this, right? Instead of that, error should be that. Right? Slice string. That's another problem we need to fix. I need to think about. But I think somebody suggested to do this, right? Not good. But we can't. That's problematic because this is a function we cannot. Well, technically we can attach functions to functions, but we don't have state, right? That's a problem. We don't have state. Or we use some global stuff, but that seems a little bit hacky. Or we don't do that and we say, hey, we do it like this. With a message here. This is not good, right? And then, like I said before, let me search for min. We do this. Message. String like this. And then we're going to say here, the validate the message func. If len message bigger than 0, we're going to actually return the message 0, right? That. And this gives us the option to do this. This is not good, but also give the option to basically give no message at all. And then we have the standard. So that gives the user the freedom of just use this, but also add an extra argument to the function without needing it to explicitly add something. Some kind of an optional argument, right? That's the thing. I think that's what we need to do. Yeah, with message foo, but the problem is with the optional pattern, we override, Joe. So we override required. If we do a message like this here, we override everything. But we already override it anyway. Fuck me. We are overriding the first message anyway with this one. If this Borg's required, we're gonna override the required message with min. And if we put a message, it's going to override the min message. So what is wrong for the user? We don't know, right? We are fucking ourselves in the fool. We need to make it good, otherwise nobody's gonna use it. How much time do you think you need to make it public? Not much is the last thing we need to do. Make sure that we have these messages correctly. Because that's what I had in this exists actually, to be honest. Look at that. This already works, right? Look at this. No, it's not. That's because I deleted it. Set message, where is this? Here, I deleted that, right? But that was also the bug we had, so... You see? The problem is this reflects... This will override this. It will override... The stack call will override each other. That's the problem. Solving the problem with hieratic arcs doesn't seem the right way to do. I know, but it's... I know it's not the right... Using that is never the right way to do, right? Something like this. Using this. Oh, man, what is all that bullshit? I thought I would scroll directly into it. Probably not. I think it was min. You see, doing something like this just to use it as optional is You could say it's not idiomatic Go, but it's the only way to have it. And I think from time to time it just works very well. The thing is, if you're gonna overuse this for libraries, I think this works very well. But if you're gonna use such a bullshit in your code, in your business logic, that's not gonna end up very well, to be honest. For other people, I have no clue what the hell is going on. But for this, it could make sense, especially if you have a comment like min with optional message. If the length of the messages is blah blah, we take the first one. Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Well, actually, you could have multiple messages if you want. Min. The thing is, the problem is if I gonna return it like this, nice commit messages, I know. If I do it like this, everything is, I need to change everything. Well, in the library, it's not a big of a deal, but in the application that I made, ay ay ay. 100%. If I just keep it like this, it's gonna work for me. For me, it's fine, right? For us, for what we use it, it's fine. We don't need to know how many problems. If something is wrong, something is wrong, right? But if you want to make, like, again, if you make something that's going to be used by the public, what works for me does not work for another most of the time, right? Ay caramba! I need to think about this. What do you think, guys? Think about this. Think with me. Think. Please. Man, some people ask me, can you do a video on how to set up logging and how to log using slog? I mean, I don't even understand that. How can you not know how to log? Just press slog and it's going to log things out to std out, and then you're going to use something like better stack or a tool that basically extract your logs from std out or stdr, whatever, std out probably, and then it's going to aggregate these logs in better stack or Grafana or whatever. I don't even understand. It's easy. You just slog, print button, press buttons. There is no video to make about that. So, for example, in here, make, right? Does that parse request? We can delete that, by the way. GG. For example, here, just this thing, slog. That's how you log. Easy. Done. Game's over. And then you use extra tools that sit on your std out, and they extract that bullshit and ship it to something else. Alright. And just thinking through. I know I already have proposed that. What's going on here? Why not just use 10 too low? Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right? But the thing is that the problem is, look at this. I already implemented that for min, right? So too low, right? That's our custom. right? Oh yeah. Look at that. Too low. So it works. The problem is this. That's a problem, right? What's happening is that if you have a stack of rules that it needs to validate on, you're going to have multiple errors. So if you want to show an error, what's going to be the error you want to show? Do you want to show it's too low? Because this is my input, right? My input is basically empty, so it is too low and it is required. But it's better to have this message than required, because this is gonna say me actually if we have the standard too low, need 10, for example, right? It's gonna tell the user that we need 10 minimum, and required, we don't know anything about that. Could be that the user types in 5 and has the same problem again. Then I have the too low message. So there's basically 2 times the user needs to validate the shit because you didn't hint them well enough. But then you could say, yeah, Anthony, that's true, but then you just delete. Then you delete the required. Yeah, we know that. And you know that. But what about these other PPGs? They maybe don't know that. They're gonna make a mistake. And I don't think it's a good package design if you need to order these stuff and need to delete and need to add these stuff based on what you want to see. That's bad design. I think we need to basically collect all these errors and dump them into this thing or something else, a custom into this thing, and the user needs to do whatever he wants with that on his side. I don't like that, because for me, I really hate it, because it's an extra step of reducing this bullshit. That's why I implemented it like this. But it could be, there could be a use case, there could be people, there could be users that want this, and they're gonna complain about that, right? Validate all. Yeah. Ah, wait, so you... So Joey says, okay, why don't we do... It's gonna be a slice of string, but you could have a slice of... some kind of a struct. And then they don't need to import error, they don't need to specify errors anymore, but they need to specify it like this: errors, for example, validate.errors. And we're gonna have an error type ourselves. For example, like type errors. It's gonna be a map string, map to validation error or something, I don't know. Right? Something like that, right? And then we use this, and then instead of that we pass in the arrows like that. Or even better, just do not pass any arrows as well. Just call validate, and this will return errors and okay, or something like that. $1 million ways to do this. 1 million ways. No, we cannot use JSON because we're gonna use it. Rule error actually isn't even better, to be honest. The rule error. Something like that. I prefer to return straight away. Yeah, the thing was, the reason why we didn't have, the reason why I had it like that, with that you could pass a pointer to something, is so you could basically marshal the errors in your own structure. But that's right now completely out of scope, right? How do we say that? Out of the game. I'm gonna watch the game, by the way. HDHD. Game. Instantly, it's Champions League. It's like, what the hell is going on? Welcome to my world. It's so annoying. It's annoying for me. Let it be annoying for all the people around me. I'm so sorry. Sorry, family. Holy shit. The thing is, do we need an okay? Because you could just check the length of the arrows, but that's out of scope. I mean, it's not out of scope. This is like another problem. So it's gonna be something like this. The same thing, max 15, 4, 10, too high, max 10, min 4. Length of map sucks, yeah. So it's gonna be something like this then. Errors validate. Is that here? Huh? Why do I have this problem? I don't understand that. Man, where is validate, man? Here. Target is the error. We don't have a target anymore. Pocket, just like that. So the thing is that now we don't need to have this. Oh man, now we don't need to set error message anymore. So I'm gonna actually comment this out for now, just to don't need to deal with this. To do uncomment. You cannot forget that, and then don't even ask. Don't even close your eyes. So we're gonna don't have a target. So this is already out of scope. Let's comment that out so to be sure. Set error message. We could do v errors. No green comments anymore. I don't know what it is. My confidence is getting reset all the time. I don't know what it is, man. Now that you say it, I don't even know where this is. Each time I do it, and each time it's just. I already have that, huh? You see? This is basically out of... I don't even understand. It's resetting that all the time. I don't know why. Var errors. The thing is that each time we have this, we need to check that, right? So we need to do... Couple things we could do. We could loop 2 times, but I think it's inefficient. So we could do if v errors. Field name. Wait, but that's gonna be like, I don't know. I need to think here. V villain equals this one, right? Shit, there needs to be a rule funk, huh? We could actually extract this into something better later on. Why can't we do that? Did I make a mistake at top here? Should be this. Yeah. What's the name of this thing? Yeah, this is... It's a Marshall or something, I don't know, like... I don't even fucking know how we need to name this. This is some error that doesn't exist because we're not we're not looping over the rule sets yet. This is basically just an exported error here that we need to fix. And then message is gonna be this thing. Yeah. No errors. Something like this. Are we gonna return directly? Okay, cool. It's fine. This is differently, so we're gonna do that. We need to do the same thing again, right? This will never be. This will never happen. This will never happen. So we don't need to do it like this. This is for later on. This is going to be directly this. It's going to be a slice of rule errors directly. And then do this. Okay. I'm making it a mess, huh? I know. Okay, this is too much. Okay, something like that. Because this is happening in the for the first name. Here it can be possible that we already have a field name set, so it's always created. Actually, to be honest, wait, we can't, right? I was thinking maybe we should always instantiate this map, but I don't think it's a good idea because we want to have it empty, right? If no problem. So in this case, basically, we don't need this anymore. That's out of scope. This is set error message. We don't need this as well. Here we need to check if there is an error. So we could do. This is the message we need to set. Yeah. Cool design, huh? We just call message func here. That's perfectly fine. So we could do if the errors field name gonna be the slice. Can we append to that? I don't think we can. So I'm gonna do this. If it's okay, then we're gonna actually I think we need to do it like that, otherwise it's not gonna be reflected in memory. Not quite sure actually. The arrows field name is gonna be an append this thing with the rule func errors, and I'm gonna say the name is gonna be the field name set.name, right? And the message is going to be this thing, right? Actually that could be here, that's fine because we're gonna reuse that. Save this. Yeah, sorry guys, it's not that easy. I need to focus a little bit. Otherwise... Wait, we could do this. We can actually extract this already. Make it the rule error. Actually, we can't. Maybe the message then here. Holy shit, man, Anthony. How do you actually... Something like that. I'm gonna make the message. We're gonna make the rule error because it's borked, right? Then we're gonna actually check that. If it not exists, if it's okay, we do that. We could actually do this. I'm gonna set okay to false. We know that. Actually, no here. Set okay to false. Do that. Do this. Continue. Because I don't like to use else. Actually, Is this okay? Where is okay? We can't, huh? Alright, so let me double check here. So if it's false, is that okay? If this is not valid. Okay, it's false. Take the message, make the rule, set the name, set the message. If we do not have this name, we allocate a new slice of that, and here we always append. What do you think? Hey, Alviti, explain why sync wait group package does not return the channel in the wait group method. No idea. Does a validation package handle bools? If you want, you can write your own bool, whatever thing. The thing is, it's basically so composable that you can write your own validators. If you want, right? Min, you can. The only thing you do is write something like this. And you're gonna put your validate func, you're gonna put a message func. That's the only thing, a name and yeah, just copy. We don't have a set error message right now, so let's see. Okay, everything is gonna bork. The strategies, everything is fucked up, right now. It's gonna be fun. Why is it still giving me a problem here? What's going on? What is this thing? What am I doing wrong here? This is rules. This is the schema. I missed something and I don't know what it is. Man, this music is always the same thing! It's always the same music. How is this possible? So annoying. What's going on here? Operant, I know. Which operant, man? Rules. By the way, do you use standard maps, slices, packages to copy values? Yeah, I use that. I use it actually, look at that, merge. I have this merge function where I'm using that. Where is merge? Here. I'm using maps copy. Works like a charm, so. Yeah! Okay. What is this? What's going on? This is going on. It's not. No, it's not. This is not gonna. It's not that. I cannot see it. Why can my eyes not spot the problem here? Oh yeah, of course. It's if. No. I'm a fucking complete idiot. Okay, so for Max we don't have that yet. That's no problem. We can fix that. So now we have these two things. So we validate this if, okay. That will be tiresome to do for every rule. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah, min and 4, you can only have 1, right? Let's do actually this. Oh, we don't have record. It doesn't really matter. That's what we want, right, guys? You see, my code works. Thanks to a lot of you. This is what we have right now. This is what we need to deal with. Ideally, Dewey, ideally what I want to do, ideally, right? In the most ideal scenario, what I want to do is this. Instead of doing that, I want to do this. Where I call message on something else. So then we have the option of we call message on it or we do not call it on it. Where is the insanely jacked def? Here is the insanely jacked def. You see this? You can't even see that. Have you ever saw this? You see the shoulder? You see that? You see these straps? You see this? It's the Grand fucking Canyon, you know? Look at that. I can basically break your finger by just flexing my shoulder. Look at that. This strap. He's speaking. Man, he's gonna... That's what's happening. Have you seen this before? I don't think so. That's what it is, buddy. That's the insanely jacked def. Basically the most jacked technical influencer on YouTube right now. Most aesthetic. Most aesthetic as well. And if somebody thinks he's more aesthetic than me, then he can claim, like I said, I'm the undisputed champion. Until proven otherwise. And I'm basically begging. I'm begging for the tech influencers. Prime, Theo, Tsoden, Melky, Dux, all these other guys. I beg them to come and take my crown. But they can't. They can't. They have no chance. They have no chance. It is what it is. They have no chance at all. That's the problem. This is what it is. Weetabix. How do you know that, man? Weetabix. Kevin, I bought this not so long ago. How do I call this? Weetabix. Yeah, this one. What the fuck? This Vita, as no lie, it's actually pretty funny that he says that. This Weetabix, pretty cool with some milk and all that stuff. Not soy milk, something with a lot of gluten. I'm eating so much gluten until I get a gluten intolerance. Gluten. Cannot eat gluten. Can we call message on this, man? Why can we call that? Because actually, to be honest, I think you cannot fix that. It's not gonna work like that, this rule set. Ali999, what's going on? Anthony, please help me! Let me see. Gauge. What's a gauge? Hey. You can say whatever you want, guys, but a little gay is okay. What kind of message, man? Ali, this one. Okay, Ali999 has a problem. Well, actually, a question maybe. Can I zoom this? I can, kinda can. I'm a software engineer with around 2 years of experience. And let me tell you, have been doing it all wrong. I fall in tutorial early on. I know how to get the code to work, but even after 2 years, I almost have to follow YouTube tutorials on YouTube every time. I can't read docs and I really hate this. I started to learn Go and backend this time. Any help for me not fucking it up like how I fucked up my front end last time and actually succeeding in backend this time? Ali999. So, you are a software engineer with around 2 years of experience. Okay, that's... You are basically navigating yourself in the scene for 2 years. That's quite some time. Well, and let me tell you that you have been doing all wrong. I know how to get the code to work, okay? But you need to follow YouTube tutorials. You cannot read docs. And you hate that. And now you're learning Go and backend, right? Not frontend. And now you want to get some tips so you don't fall into the same rabbit hole. Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter if you learn frontend or backend. In my opinion, you don't learn any of those two. You learn programming, right? I'm gonna tell you that I'm actually, most of me are gonna see me as a backend engineer, but like I code all this bullshit. Like, literally everything. It's gonna back to login probably. No. Right, I code literally everything here. Right now. Oh yeah, it's a problem with these strategies, with these validations, so I cannot show you. But anyway, nonetheless, you don't learn backend and you don't learn frontend, you learn programming as well. You learn programming in general, in my opinion. And so that basically means that if you cannot read docs and you're basically stuck in this kind of tutorial, if you need to follow tutorials to get something done or get something to work, it's not going to make a difference in Golang or in backend. It's going to be the exact same problem, right? So you basically need to find the root problem. The thing is, what I think you're doing is you are directly jumping into production ready. Well, you're jumping into real world problems that might not interest you that well and are already complex. So you need to understand this. How can I actually explain that? So you need to understand that you have programming, right? The learn programming. That's the first thing. Can I have a better thing? Okay, let's do it in green. That's perfectly fine, right? So that's the first block you need to tackle. Learn programming, right? Golang or JavaScript, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Syntax, how to compile, how to do whatever, for loop, if, else, var, const, you know, that thing. But then you have another problem. And that's basically the business problems. And what you're doing is you're basically going directly into these business problems. You need to learn the patterns. You need to learn the... How can I explain this? You need to learn the ecosystem of a project, I would say. User authentication. data tables. I'm just guessing stuff, right? Error messages, like how an application works, redirecting stuff, getting data, aggregating data, showing, hiding, all these business problems that comes with making an application, right? And these are basically already complex on its own, right? You can be a good programmer, but you can basically do not know how to program a specific point. For example, I could say that I can program decently, but if somebody asks me, hey, can you code a special buffer to ship to the graphics card that can do something, whatever. You know, that's a very specific business problem. I have no fucking clue how to do that, right? Even though I can program decently, because that's not my terrain. And that's what's happening with you. 2 years of experience. You do not have too much experience in these business problems, because that's what you learn over time. You basically jump directly into this and you're stuck. What's going to happen is you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to learn a bunch of other languages because you're going to hope that's better, but it's the same thing. The business problems stay. That's the thing. Learning programming language is differently for each language, kind of. But the business problems, the whole ecosystem, the spectrum of applications, of business problems, of user-facing is the same. So now is a question you need to ask yourself is, hey, am I decently enough in programming so I can start tackling these business problems bit by bit in the language I'm very confident in? That's why you first need a very good base. That's why I always say learn JavaScript or learn PHP. Learn some simple language, very common simple language with a lot of documentation, a lot of help, a lot of knowledge, like Java, PHP, Ruby, Python, something like that, something entry-level language. So you have a very good grasp on how it works, how the frameworks operate and all that stuff, that you can navigate the landscape of that language, and then you can navigate the business problems with that language, because you're going to have a very good backpack with knowledge already, and then you can slowly and slightly building these things up. And take your time. 2 years, actually not that much, but should be enough for you to know that you're failing and that you have a problem. I think that's your problem. Not quite sure, I don't know you, but I can imagine that this is a common problem for a lot of people here. So my advice is, don't let you confuse yourself by all the tech influencers, not even by me. Pick a fucking language you like, stick to that, and learn that. And learn to program with very simple things. Make a simple game, a CLI game, like a player attacks another player and is going to add some HP, and you're going to keep incrementing the difficulty of your programs once you have a very good understanding of the whole ecosystem of that programming language. And then start with small applications, Twitter clone, a Netflix clone or something like that. It's very well documented on the internet. And keep doing it for a very long time. User authentic, you're going to use all these business problems will come up. User authentication, this, that, sign up, onboarding, user onboarding and all that stuff. Maybe caching. You see, all gradually you're going to be better, right? I hope that's going to help you. That could actually be a very good video as well. So, win-win. You win, I win. We both win. Sometimes, let me see. Sometimes the struggle bus is the only way to do it. That's true, but sometimes you can, because there's a lot of pressure. You know, like I said, back in my day there was no pressure. I cannot say this enough. Back in my day, if we had a problem, we copy pasted the code and we throw that into some kind of a forum without syntax highlighting, without formatting, and people took the time to copy paste that, place it into their editor, format it manually, because there were no formatters back then, and then just dissect the problem, pasted it back into the forum with a solution. But right now there is a lot of pressure, right? Hey, I have a problem, I'm using this language, but I cannot. You don't need to use this language, man, you're fucking soy dev, haha Timmy, use this, use Rust, use Rust, man, you need to use Rust, that's a new shiny thing, you know? Oh no, we need to use Go. So people are confused. So instead of sticking for 5 years in a single language, in a single community, they don't do that anymore. It's next, it's this, it's that, it's always something new, and that's always a problem, especially for newcomers. You're getting completely terrorized by all these guys. That's a problem. This was one of the best helps I have had in a while. I will take it in consideration. Yeah, man, just take your time, Ali. Take your time. It's nothing wrong with you, right? There is no, let me say this. There is nothing wrong with you at all. You're just forcing it maybe a little bit too hard. Going directly into very hard stuff. It's very difficult, trust me, right? That's why people are hating on me because I say that at 40 you don't become a developer. That's exactly the reason. It takes a very long time to understand these things, and you need to have a very you need to have a lot of time to invest in this. Now you have time, but if you're older, it's so complex, man. I mean, it takes you 10, 15 years to be somewhat of an expert. I mean, then you're 55. I mean, then it's time to stop. You know what I mean? People are so mad. It's not that you cannot learn on that age. It's just, it's not worth, man. It's not worth all the time. Especially not to go if you have already a career built, man. Are you referring to problems specifically like domains in marketing, finance, or stock market or whatever? Do you mean that we should directly jump onto solving those kinds of entrepreneurial problems? I'm saying this because I'm not getting ideas to build something impactful. Making something impactful these days is very hard because there are very smart people around. What I suggest is, if you want to do something in business, copy something that's already existing and is very popular, and make it a little bit better. That's what I would do. It works all the time. The problem is it's not your skills that's good. It's not your programming skills that go into cockblock you. It's your communication and marketing and distribution. That's the thing. So basically, if you have the circle of success, this is basically success. Successful. How do you write that? Like this, business, right? If this is a successful business, right, what people think is that if they are great programmers, they can make a lot of money into a business, but that's not true. Because programming is only this part. That's programming. Then you have this is so weird. I mean, actually, I'm smart. I'm smarter than that, Anthony. You're way smarter than that. This is basically programming. Then you have marketing and distribution. Gonna be somewhat of the same, I guess. I don't know really what the things are, but this is stack. This is programming, marketing, distribution. Right. These things actually, I think distribution is actually. I think tech is even less. That doesn't really matter. These things are important. So that's why a lot of indie devs that do not know how to code are very successful most of the time. If they can navigate a little bit with no code and they can do a little bit of these SaaS boilerplates and all that stuff, like they are not that technical, but they can know a little bit. Why are they successful? Because this is the most important thing, right? Tech is not important. That's the easy part, and that's the problem. And that's what a lot of engineers do not understand. They go so deep into performance, but that doesn't matter, right? You can basically have a backend written in Excel, and you can still make a lot of money. So that's why I say this in my community, the people that I actually coach, Ashton Reeve, for example, I say to them, listen, you need marketing, distribution. Get your fucking face on the internet. You know what I mean? Abuse your qualities. Go out, build a community. Your distribution is important, right? And the product idea doesn't even matter, actually. It really doesn't even matter. Why? It's all about marketing and distribution. If I tomorrow have something, if I come up with something very stupid, it actually doesn't really matter what I make tomorrow. If I make something tomorrow, I make a YouTube video about it. I post it on all my email list, on my Discord. I post that. People are gonna buy it, 100%. Do not need to think about it. 100%, some people are gonna buy it, no matter what it is. If it's something that's just a little bit useful for them, they're gonna buy it. And a lot of people are gonna sign up, and already a couple are gonna buy it. As simple as that. Why? Is it the idea? No, it's me. It's the marketing and the distribution. You know? Loyalty, but that's community, right? That's community. Some people believe, and some people don't believe. Actually, I need to do something real quick. It reminds me. I need to refund. Actually, that's live on stream. I need to refund somebody. Actually, I need to refund some. Actually, I don't need to refund him because he don't like it, because his company bought it and he bought it as well. So he paid 2 times. So he had 2 times the course. That's actually stupid, right? Cannot forget to do that. I'm gonna do it right now so I can take accountability for myself, because otherwise I'm gonna forget it 100%. I just need to know his name real quick. Is that still ongoing? Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fucking fault. You know me. It's not that I don't want to. I will explain. Ask me the AR. Ask me this question. Ashton Reeve, if you're still here, ask me the question you said today at 16:25. Ask me that on right now on stream, so I can actually reply to that. Just a second here. Actually, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. It's by my community. If you're not in here, get the fuck in here. Was it random? God damn it. A random guy took a sabbatical, now he's back, and now everybody... Oh man, where is this thing? Mansoor, do you know where I can find this? PC was involved as well, I remember that. Okay, I think we're almost there. I need to do a little bit of administration here. Okay, that's what classic Anthony GG thingy. Like, didn't receive anything. We'll check tomorrow. Delaying stuff. So it's such a bad habit for me. Spoiler, what is that? Pretty impressive. He had some email here. Dimitri. Can I not copy this? Oh, it's holy shit. Okay, let me quickly. Where are my users? Man, the search is so bad. The search filter of okay, I see this. Okay. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna take care of this right now. In the meantime, you can gather up some questions. Oh man, this website is so porky. What is that? Cannot share that, right? Help! Beste support! Bro, I need a fucking... Monday to Friday support, huh? Hey! I know it's already past 14 days, but still want to refund because he bought the course 2 times. Yeah. 2-time Go Dev course. That's number. Alright, so now it's done. We're gonna hear from this. I don't think it's gonna work with this, to be honest. Alright. 80-hour weeks at big high bucks, probably Kobo or something. What's going on here? Yesterday you said you could do 1 mil a year freelance. How is that possible? Yeah, so let me explain here. Right? So Ashton Reef with the question. Yesterday you said you could do 1 million a year freelance. How is that possible? Well, I saw there's a guy. It's a designer. It's a designer. Thanks for the Prime subscription, Memres. So there is a designer. We're gonna look him up after my explanation. So there is a designer. I know, not quite sure what his name is, but he started a company, and I think he was asking per client he has. He asked, I don't know how much it is. X amount of money. X amount per client. Right? And what he does is he has a turnover of, I think it was, we need to check. I think it was on a podcast that I saw that. A turnover of 3 to 4 days or something. But let's say 4 days or a week, whatever. A turnover of days. So, and he made his own. They were using some kind of a Trello board, and they could not call him. They could not mail him. Well, thanks for the gifted subs, Memories. What the hell's going on? Thank you so much. How many? 10 gifted subs, tier 1s. What the hell? Thank you so much, man. You don't need to do that, but thank you so much. So he asked X amount of money per client. I think it was something like 2K or something, or even more. In the beginning it was 2K, but now it's already way more, right? So he's asking X amount of money per client, a turnover of 4 days. You cannot contact him with a cell phone. The only thing you could do was go on the Trello board and place in the tasks, right? So what he did is he had so many clients that basically wanted a month, right? 2K a month, right? Fucking damn, I hate this. 2K a month. 2K a month, right? That's how he started. But he had too much clients, so his turnover was basically increasing, right? If you have too much clients, you cannot turn over at 4 days. You're gonna turn over at a longer day. What's a turnover? Hey, can you make me this? Yes, I can. Over 4 days. That's a turnover. So what he did is because he was so good, he basically increased his thing to maybe 8K or something a month, or maybe 10K or 12K, I think, with 10 clients with a turnover, blah blah blah. So if you have yeah, I think he had something like 100 clients or something he was managing. I don't know, or a little bit less, but the money was the amount he was asking was higher. I'm gonna find this podcast because it was very interesting. Actually, you could do, for example, if you have 12K times 100 clients. I think it was 10K or something. Or was it more? Was it 15? I think it was asking 15. And maybe at 50. I don't know what it was, man. Just something like that. And he had a 1 million business. That's how it works. Not a month, a year, right? This is a year, right? ARR. That's how he did it. Where's this guy? Designer. 1 million ARR. What was his name again? What is this designer gonna be? What was this? Search for on YouTube. There is some video, basically some podcast with this guy, and he explains that how it started. It was a design. It was solo, and he did it like that. And there is again on Twitter somebody that I saw did the same thing, and he was doing co-founder as a service. So what basically his idea was, okay, listen, I'm gonna be a co-founder as a service, and I'm gonna do a bunch of tasks, marketing, yada yada yada. And he was asking like 3 or 4K per customer. And I think he already... So if you ask 2 to 4K per customer, if you have one customer, you already have 4K MRR. And I think he had already 10 clients or something. He was already making 40K a month. 10 clients with a turnover. They all gonna give you a task with a turnover of a couple of days. It's easy, right? You can manage 10 clients easily. 40K. And I think he did that in 2 or 3 weeks. Can you imagine that? That's. I swear to God, this. I'm gonna give you a tip. This pattern is the new gold. If you're good in something, because you need to think about that. 4K a customer. Let's say you ask 5K. That's even. Let's say you ask 2K, and you have 10 clients. That basically means you make 20K, 20K a month. You can basically buy a Ferrari, right? Easy. Quote. But as an engineer, let's say you can build features in every single language, and they can basically hire you to do anything for 2K a month. 2K a month is nothing for a company, right? If you can produce good work, and you can do you know how much it costs to get somebody on board, and onboard somebody and take them into the company and yada 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 yada. It costs a lot of money for a company. There's a lot of how do you call it? A lot of a lot of ties to the company. And if you can provide for 2K, which is nothing, and you can turn some stuff over in a couple of days or something, you need to think about that. It's super easy for a company. It's super cheap. Right? 10 customers, 20K a month. What if they ask you to build a huge thing? But that's not what it is. So it's 2K a month, which is nothing. Right? So you don't ask that. You scope it out. I think that's a good business model, especially if you can program and you can if you know all that bullshit, if you're like this like me, like this hacker thingy, and you know all single languages and you can navigate in everything, that's specifically for you. But you need to scope it out, right? You need to say, okay, listen, some rules. Listen, you can hire me for 2. You can basically it's going to be, for example, technical developer as a service, or whatever you're going to call it, or whatever you want to do. Whenever you want to name it. This is what I do, and this is how long it's that it's gonna take. This is my Trello board, and don't call me, no fucking whatever, just a Trello board. Drag it in, type the issue in, give me a GitHub thing or whatever, and that's what I'm gonna do. And if you say that if you say that you only want to work a week, then you're gonna pick these issues for a week or whatever. Or maybe you're gonna build a huge project, and you say, okay, it's fine. You pay me 2K a month, and I will do this project, but it's gonna take 6 months. And you can take other customers as well, right? So you can only take, I think 10 customers may be too much, I don't know, but you can up your price to 5k or something and only ask 5 customers. Is also 25k a month. You know? It's like this it's the same as freelancing, but what people do with freelancing is they tie themselves to one company. Like, hey, I'm a freelancer for this company. I think that's bad. I think that's so bad because they never gonna say, hey, they're never gonna pay you for 15 hours of work. They're gonna pay you a monthly fee or something. But how can I explain this? You can work way more than 8 hours a day. So you're basically limiting yourself to one customer while you can. How can I explain this actually decently? I cannot even explain it. Like how many, let's say you work 8 hours a day times 7, because the 7. That's 65 hours in a week. 4. Is that true? Am I correct here? But you can do more, right? You can work 12. So you can take 5 customers. You can do that, right? You can take it 5 instead of 1. So instead of making, but you do the price a little bit lower, but you take more customers. I think that's a success, to be honest. In Germany, it's illegal to have only one customer as a freelancer. Yeah, and the thing is that you're not a freelancer. You're a SaaS company. Software development as a service. 5k a month. I make everything. You pay me 5k a month, which is lower than the cheapest freelancer on the planet. Right? 5k a month is nothing. If you earn 5k as a freelancer, how are you going to survive? Especially in Europe. So I'm cheap. I make good work. You have a subscription on my company. 5k a month. And I can... Depends on how much I can progress. How much I can make progress. How much productive I am. I can choose how many customers I want each month at the same time. And I would go for 5, for example. 5 customers is easy peasy, right? 5 times 5, 25k a month. It's easy. Why is everybody so complaining? It's that easy. And if you think 5 is too much, you start with 1. You pick 2. If that's fine, you go to 3. And you wait and see. And if you're confident, boom, you go to 4. You know? And if you see, okay, 5 is my max. But a lot of people, 5 is your max, but there's a lot of people, hey, I wanna, can you come? I wanna basically use your services, blah blah blah. A lot of mails, please. We heard some good work. Then you're gonna say fuck you, and you're gonna up your price 7k. Price and demand. How do you say that? Man, I need to stop streaming because I cannot even find my words anymore. Supply and demand. Supply and demand. And then 10k. You know, 15k. Boom. Before you know, you're a fucking millionaire. Easy. Bro, I work 14 hours a day. Trust me, that could be enough. But you need to set your price high, guys. You know what I mean? Don't be so shy. You know? Yeah, so he said in Germany it's illegal to have one customer as a freelancer. That's true. As in Belgium, the same thing. They call it this. Schijnzelfstandigheid. How do we call that Engels? Bogus independence. That's how they call it. Bogus independence. Ripley, but I was working 12 to 16 hours a day for 8 months. That's true. But the question what it is, if you fake self-deployment, yeah, exactly. But it's easy to do that, right? It's easy to say, hey, I'm gonna work 16 hours a day for one company, and I'm gonna earn a little bit of money. But why would you do that? Why would you do that? There is always something that is called the normal pace of a project, even though you can work like a fucking maniac. Listen, it's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing you can do as a freelancer is work faster than you need to. If you are a freelancer and the normal span of a project is going to take you 3 weeks. That's the normal span of a project. But you are so good that you want to make it in 1 week. Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? First of all, you cock block yourself. Why? Because right now you're basically working way too hard for the same money. Second problem. Now they know you can be faster. So they're gonna actually say, no. Next project is gonna be, we're gonna set it way faster, right? You know, you're gonna cock block yourself for the rest of your life. Don't do that. Business, here. That's what I want to teach you as well. Here. 3 weeks? It's gonna take 3 weeks. But you only take 1 week, right? But you're gonna slide it down to 3 weeks. And instead of that, you take 3 other customers. You know what I mean? 3 other customers. 3 times the money for the same amount of work. Well, 3 times the money for the same time. That's business. So that's the problem you made. There is no speed incentive, right? There's no speed incentive. Never. And if you say, yeah, if you work in an hour per hour, it is. Not always, because there's always going to be disputes. If I'm gonna, they cannot pay me. I can work 15 hours a day. They're bankrupt. You know what I mean? It's like how are they gonna do that? That's the thing. They gonna It doesn't work like that. You need to spread it with multiple customers. Trust me, believe me. It seems like a little bit of a hey, like. And if they want to do it at 1 week, then they need to pay you 3 times more. You know what I mean? It's the balance, you know? You need to think about how much time a normal developer, because we are not normal, right? We are special. That's what you need to think. We know more, we can do things, we know that, because the only thing we do is programming or work. We are experts. If you do not visualize yourself as this, start doing that from right now, right? So if a normal developer is going to do it at 3 weeks, why should we do it at 1, right? That's the thing. And if we want to do it at 1 week, they need to pay us 3 times more. That's the thing. Freelance, SDS, software dev as a service versus great SaaS business. It's the easiest thing you could do, man. It's like, you know, making a company is fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's going to take you a lot of struggle, and you're not going to make anything for a very long time. It's the same thing with if for example, Ashton, if you put Real Studio AI out, which he made, by the way, again, Real Studio, this guy, 19 years old, made this. So, but now he has people are gonna buy this maybe. It's 23 a month. 23 a month. That basically means, if you have 1,000 customers, you make 23K. You know how much that is? 1,000 customers takes you a long time, right? Takes you a long time. Let's say 100. That's nothing, but that's also a lot. Your first 100 customers, and you need to do a lot of marketing, and you keep doing marketing, and yada yada yada. But if you do this freelance as a service thing, 1 customer instead of 100. You know what I mean? There's a difference. It's not that exciting. It's not that exciting because, yeah, you have a boss and you need to listen, but that doesn't really matter. It's the scalability you have, you know. You can easily make a very, very, very good future with that. More customers, and if the demand is going up, You up your prices. Simple as that. And you keep a healthy balance of your customers a month. That's how a lot of people see. That's a new thing I see coming up in the space lately, and it makes a lot of sense. And if I knew this back in the day, I would instantly do that because it's so much easier. It's just like a useless thing. Again, everybody doing these podcasts and these comments, and what the hell are you guys doing? I don't understand. I don't fucking understand these guys. Where is this? Where is everything here? Here. Would you do freelance as junior or get a few years of experience? Are you Dutch? Yes. Design agency. Yeah, this one is it. Daddy, Nick Bus. Nick Bus. This guy. I think it is him. Nick Bus. Nick Bus. Here. This guy. Here. There's another one as well. There's another one as well. It's not this guy, but there are a lot of people doing that. 1 million. 1 million a month. 1 million a year. 1 million turnover in a year. GG. There's a guy. This is what it is, man. Tell you. Yeah, that's him. This is him. This is him. Here. My biggest takeaway from this video is to stop wasting too much time setting up and just try to get a minimum viable product out there to see if people are interested. Simple as that. As simple as that, man. People are way overcomplicating and people are writing Rust and yes, so that is Kafka. Oh yeah. Oh, private gen Vim keyboard. Oh, Vim, I'm so fast. You're broke. That's what's happening. Listen to me. And make money. So we can actually stop working between our 40 and our 50 and call it a fucking day, right? Because, let us be honest, I'm not gonna sit here for the rest of my life in front of YouTube talking fucking yapping about how things are done. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna do that, man. But there is balance. Fuck balance. There is no balance in life, man. I told you that. There is no balance. There is no balance in nothing. If you have balance, you're gonna be balanced. You know what I mean? This is what's gonna happen. This is balance. Soy def. Mediocre. I can't even write. Pro. You know what balance is? This is balance. You're either a pro or a noob. That's life. Fuck balance. Work-life balance, fuck that. But my wife, fuck her. And my kids. You need to prioritize your kids. But that's the only thing. Kids are important. But there is no balance. So we don't see Anthony anymore next year? Of course not. What do you think? Like I said before, 40 years is what it's gonna take. That's what I envisioned when I was younger. Actually, I was 30. But that didn't work out pretty good. That one didn't work out. So it's going to be 40. I extended it with 10 years. At 40, I'm peacing out and nobody's going to see me ever again. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I swear to God. That's why I don't care if I do the Twitter things. If people, I can say whatever I want, right? All these other streamers, they can't. They need to be very careful what they say. Because if they lose their public, their image, they can't, right? So they're gonna walk perfectly straight in the lines and try to get everybody to like him. I don't give a shit. If tomorrow my Twitter, my YouTube explodes, the better. Then I don't need to do this anymore, right? I don't care. You know, that's the difference. That's why I'm a little bit. That's why I'm a little bit rough around the edges. I have no filter. That's what it is. I have no filter. I don't need one. You know what I mean? I don't care. Right? I just have nothing to do. I have no friends, so let's be friends here. You know. That's the bad part of the medal. How do you say that? De keerzijde van de medaille. The other part of the medal. If you do all that stuff, people don't. The Andrew Tate of Pro-Am. That's not true. Andrew Tate is, I don't know. I don't. I had enough of Andrew Tate, to be honest. I'm gonna lie. It was good for a bit, but now he's saying always the same thing. You know what I mean? Always the same bullshit. And his courses suck. His whole thing is bullshit. You know what I mean? It's all fucking. It's bullshit. This guy lives. Is the only thing he did good in his life was basically kickboxing. All the rest was, I don't even know. That's the thing. Doesn't really matter. Nonetheless, he's probably rich, but yeah, doesn't really matter because he's also in jail soon. So. But what he says, a lot of things are. I can relate with a lot of things, but some things are way over the top. Let us be honest, right? I mean. Let us be honest as well. Beast Tips, Triple T, Tony. Here, the Philippe. Guys, listen. Remember Philippe Raman, the guy I always tell you about? With his endeavor, he's want to try to learn to be a software engineer, but he couldn't. Well, that's this guy. Nobody believed me. 2 times I told the story about Philippe Raman, about learning to be a software engineer. I told the story. And everybody said, man, what the hell? But it's true. And now he's here, by the way. Philippe Raman. On YouTube, by the way. It's him. Maybe but he's a trader, right? Right now he's trading. He's insane, you know? He's how do you call it? A crypto millionaire. It's true, Philippe. Well, you cannot call him Philippe. If you call him Philippe, you're gonna get clapped. You call him Raman or Rayman. He's my biggest friend. Literally. You know what I mean? And he got a very huge dick as well. That's what he says. I believe him. Still waiting for the pictures. What's going on? What's a Clio? Next generation car. Yeah. We don't drive Clios, man. You've seen it, no lies here. I don't know. I only seen the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? I don't see everything yet. Only the tip of the iceberg. Only stories. Only myths about the Python. Only myths here. How's the M3, bro? It's good, man. The M3 is very nice. In the beginning, I was a little bit scared, but right now, I'm not anymore. I'm driving it like a maniac. I'm driving it like a fucking maniac, man. That's what I'm doing. I need to wash it tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, I'm gonna wash the M3. Yeah, I was scared because it's back wheel drive, right? A real wheel drive, but it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? If you have good tires, you can just press the gas pedal. It doesn't really matter. I tried that, and it was fine. Somebody's breaking in my house or something. What's going on? The dogs are acting strange. You can have wheel spin, but that's it. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't basically press the gas pedal that before the corner, right? You press it, you fully rev it when you just outside of the corner. That's fine. Of course, you're gonna start turning off all this bullshit and start drifting. Yeah, that's something else, but that's not for me. Oh, fuck me, man. Okay, guys, are there any more questions here? Then I'm gonna dip him. I'm gonna big dip him. Gonna go to work, keep it up. Big love for this guy. Bye bye, Philippe. Thanks for being here. I wish you very a lot of luck in the Rift. Playing Echo or Ari or Lux or Shaco in the jungle. Philippe is a security agent, and yeah, as you all know, these guys don't need to work if there is no security breach. You know what I mean? So he's playing League of Legends at his job all the time. Hey, can't blame him. Can't blame him. I'm doing the HTMX course, pretty good so far. Yeah, I think the HTMX course is actually a very good course. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like very concise, and it teaches you all the concepts you need, and you can make it as complex as you want. I think it's a very good thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very proud of that. Yes, okay, guys. Thank you for being here. So we did this library. The question order is, now I have a lot of work. Basically refactoring all the stuff that I have. But I think we need to do that. I think it's important. Better late than never. Have you seen the vital guy in Italy putting the pump in his butt? Nope. No, we don't see that. Don't think we... I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of... It's a bit of cringe. Anthony, by the way, maybe you read this already. Yeah, I think so. Oh, where's that? We made this. But you can't have that. That's bullshit. Because if you do it like this, you cannot access message on a rule. That's the thing. Because we have a rule func, not the rule itself. Right? So you cannot call... If you call message, you cannot do this. That's impossible. Because this is a rule func. Yeah, but you called the func. No, we called the func that returns the rule func. So even if you call min4, it will always return a func. You cannot call message on a func, right? Yep, I know. That is why I was saying before to change it to a rule and not a rule func. But if it's not a rule func, what is it then? Man, guys, I wanna dip him out, and now I need to do this again. Yeah, that's because it's a functional option pattern. Maybe there's a chance it could work, but I don't think so. There's a reason why there's a rule func, right? think it's kind of useless, this rule set. This rule func. Is it? This is the rule func, right? A rule func is just a function that returns a rule set. It's that simple. Okay, but we say we want to have the type rule func. That basically means if you want to have the type rule func, we're going to have the function pointer. That's why we wrap that function pointer into the higher order function to pass some values in it. So I think we can indeed completely I think this fucking rabbit hole again. I want to quit. I think if we have rule, we can change that, to be honest. Where is fucking rule, fields, scheme? We might have a chance. We might have a chance to do that. Why not return early return on in? You could have a point here. You fucking happy, Teddy? Thank you. Too complicated ecosystem. Well, the thing is, that's the last thing I'm gonna say. The thing with JavaScript is not the problem, right? JavaScript is not the problem. The problem is the whole spectrum around it is the problem. React, Next, even Svelte. Even Svelte is a problem, right? It's not straightforward anymore, and it's like even Svelte had such a good chance to change it a little bit, but they still fuck it up with their server-side and client-side rendering. That there still is like, they are in Svelte you have like 4 ways to put functions in. For the server, for the client, for the server, and maybe the client. We don't know, depends. So it's very complex, right? When are we on the client? When are we on the server? Then you have these stores, and the stores cannot be used on the server. So it's just like very, very complicated to know exactly what you're gonna do there. And it's gonna be very simple for simple apps, 100%. But once you have these complex stuff, it's not gonna be simple anymore. That's the problem. And HTMX, the only thing that HTMX does is basically makes that you don't need to do an AX. What HTMX basically, I'm gonna write it in pseudocode, prevents is to do this. That you do like a jQuery get or something, like a get thingy, and then do some stuff here, then this error catch, and then you say my div.html is going to be response.data or something, and do some other bunch of stuff, right? That's basically what HTMX is doing behind the scenes. It's doing an AJAX call, it gets the data, and it replaces whatever you want with that data. That's basically what it is. That's HTMX. It's nothing more, nothing less. With some helper functions, it can some cool stuff that you can do with spinners and target different divs based on the response status code and all that stuff. But in the gross lines, this is what HTMX does. So what we can do is basically we can write that front-end client, that front-end server-side code, but just with one line. Kind of one line in your HTML and call it a day. On your form, boom, and you're done. Instead of going back to a JavaScript file and doing it there and yada 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 yada. That's what it does. It's simple as that. This. And then you have and then three things that basically goes for the successor, right? Is the whole, even for Ruby and PHP, like you have this LAMP stack and you need this and a Bash and even installing PHP from time to time could be a little bit of a pain with all these versions and all these options you need to set sometimes. And then with Ruby the same thing, and Python is even worse with these dependencies. It's always something. You cannot just press build and you have a nice build file and you just take this build file closely to your heart and then you drop it at the place and say run. It can't. There is no language on earth right now. There is no language in the world that can do that. Where you can say boom and everything compiles into one single file. Assets, JavaScript code, CSS, the whole fucking shebang is in one file. Just one file. One. And no matter what you do with that file, if you just execute that file, your server is gonna run, all your assets are gonna run, everything is fine. There's no language that can do that. And you need to have no language in the world. Do you have a custom font in VS Code? Nah. That's what I want. I want to code into something where I don't want to hassle with package managers or this crazy stuff or compiling with settings and I need to install 20,000 other tools. No, that's not what I want. And I want a statically typed language as well. I think that's important. I think Python is great, Ruby is great, PHP is great, but having a minimalistic type system, flexible enough to sometimes do a wacky, you know what I mean? That's what I need, and that's what Golang does. It's so simple, but not too complicated. You had, back in the day, you had JavaScript, Python, PHP, Ruby, and then C#, Java. And that's it. And I think C# and Java was already a little bit for the service, for the website. So everybody was using PHP and all that stuff because it was so fast, it was so easy. Well, fast to set up and to develop in. And now you have Go, which is basically just everything we wanted extra. Not Java, not C#, but also not Python and PHP. Like a nice middleman. Perfectly is a perfect thing for the web. But what the Go community does, I don't understand that. So I'm going to do it myself, right? I'm going to singly handle it, make this one of the best things for the web. Because all the others, they don't even realize that. But I have it in my mind, in my vision. And I will take care of that. There is no guidance. That's the problem. There is no guidance. If people want to use something, they're going to get smacked on the cheeks by the community. Right? We're going to change that. If I want to run my application, it's boom. It's boom. It's insane. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna dip it out. We're already 20 minutes overdue. Thank you for watching. Preach the Anthony GG name, because the more people we can, the more buzz we can make in the scene, the better, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Have a very good weekend, and I'll see you very soon. I love you all.